Hello and welcome to the theElpyDimension. I am your guide, Elpy. Hey, wormies. Today is technically the 30th of December, 2024. I say technically because it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. And so we're doing a 7.5-day check-in after the Time for Pie feedings, which were on the 22nd of December. So we got worms up here. We're going to try to make this 3 minutes or less. And we are at 64, about maybe 18 degrees, 64 degrees Celsius. So that's not very warm, especially for a feeding zone. But let's hurry up. And so we fed the pie. We had food over there. Actually, maybe, yes. I want to peek in here quick too, because I had said that I think this food from the sandwiches was going to be gone. It's still warm over here. This one probably will be more than a 3-minute video, but dang. Look at these guys. Beautiful. Lots of baby worms. So this is the feeding from the excuse me, 9th of December. And there was a decent amount of food left, to the degree that one normally would not feed again, would not need to. But if you've been following me for any amount of time, then you know I don't do anything the way I'm supposed to. I should say the way you're supposed to. I do it the way I'm supposed to. Okay. And you see that the worms are abundant still in this corner. It stinks like food, as in stinky food, which a stench is not usually a good sign. You don't want it to stink in the bin, but I'm not worried about it in this case, because it's from the feeding. Whew. Now I'm like, that's not so yummy. Here's our garlic. It appears the garlic. Oh, dang. I really want to use the more adult version of that word. Wow. So, I said that food would be gone in a week. Except the garlic is a longer term item. So, I'm not surprised that it's not. But, thanks to high heaven. Yeah, it does. And, but man, there are tons of baby worms. So these guys have been breeding well. I'm just going to reach behind me into the bin number 3, steal some of their blanket, and go ahead and do that. All right, but you saw the worms are happy over there. It doesn't mean, when you smell that stink, again, I know it's from the food, and we're talking about a food source from 3 weeks ago. So, no surprise there. Just good that I'm on top of it and aware. But I'm not concerned with this large of a population. In a smaller population, I might be concerned. But then again, you saw I just added some more paper, and that's because it was really wet over there. But man, all the worms are just digging. So I'm not going to do a whole bin check-in. my main goal was to do a 3 minutes or less short in the, as I said, in the time for pie zone. But since actually just about all the bins, well, yeah, there was a lot of leftover food from the previous feeding. The rotten sandwich feeding, as I called it, brassica sandwich. So leftover food zones are sort of the thing. But I definitely, that one, I said the food was going to be gone, and it is gone. But all the worms are still over there because all the juices and the goodness are over there. And that tells me that even though it stinks, they're digging it. So that's why I'm not worried about it. If I went over there and it stunk and there were no worms, but there were worms in my bin, then that would be a really bad sign. Okay, so the pie, you might recall, if you know, if you don't know, I did a 4-day check-in, what I called my extension video. Those are 3 minutes or less, and nothing much was happening. But there are worms over here now. We got some peppers. So, yeah, the worms have entered this feeding zone, even though you saw that most of the worms are over there. And I haven't dug in here, but I think it's safe to say most of the worms are over there, although this is a very large, healthy population. And we fed in layers again. So you'll see paper and then food. There's peppers, lots of peppers. We had some more bread down there, or pitas rather. So it does appear the worms have moved into this zone, and they are becoming acquainted with the food. It is, like I said, this is just a check-in. I have no intentions to feed. And I think that's fair. Checking in here now. I see that, yeah, they're just kind of getting over there. But it's also interesting to note that with this large of a population, these large feedings are fine. That there is enough food to go around so that you see that there were tons of, I didn't really dive in there. And this is the part where I say, maybe I should have. Like, maybe I should have really mixed it up and dug in and... No, I feel like, that's, at least for maybe the next one we'll dig in. That's part of my my overthinking that I do. I'm like, gosh, I should have really dug in there. But most of the worms and the baby worms are over there, where the only evidence of food is the old, spoiled before I put them in the bin, garlic bulbs. And that's all that's left. But yet the worms are still over there because, of course, all the juices and the food is gone. But the byproduct of the food, perhaps, the bacteria, all the goodness that's left over, like the juices and stuff are still over there. We just don't see. So they're still breaking that down. Well, meanwhile, there's enough room for those guys to start migrating over here to start working on the new stuff. So in a week, I will feed. I think everyone will migrate over here in a week, and this feeding, I think I'll be able to go ahead. I know I'll be able to go ahead and feed in a week. So, okay, this was Mixed Worm Bin 1 on the 30th of December 2024. It's been 7.5 days because it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning on the 30th. So it's like the 29th with the 30th. Okay. If I don't see you before tomorrow night, Happy New Year. I pray for all of us. All of us. It is a better year. And that's not to say that last year was bad. Maybe it was bad. But I'm just saying, I hope it's a good year for all of us. So, on to bin number 2. Be safe, be well. Bye for now.